What is going on, YouTube? It is King Rigid or Jazz here today, and today's video is going to be a little different than what I would normally post. This video is going to be for the statements that TheRealGodzilla made in his message to Zenimax idea, which that video will be linked down in the description below. The reason why I'm making this video, he didn't message me or, whatever and say, hey, like, you want to share, what I'm saying? Like, he never did anything like that. This is what I wanted to do because I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the ideas that this man came up with were just like extremely well thought out. I never even would have thought of things like that he was kind of like trying to get the word out to Zenimax, like, hey, basically what he was trying to say is that it doesn't ever look like they're going to be able to fix the issue with lag and performance. So he was just kind of asking, for like more of the content side of things. And the stuff that he was mentioning was just like, I couldn't agree with him more. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and show a screenshot. There is a thread that you guys can go and comment on, help support the cause. I will have that, or I'll try to get that down in the description a little bit later. But let's take a look at the words from TheRealGodzilla himself. So as many of you all know, I posted a video on Sunday, a message to Zenimax, where I talked about how ZOS will probably never be able to fix lag as we are almost in year 2 of the EverQuest for performance. So basically what he's trying to say is it's been 2 years, they've been trying to fix, the performance issues, they have yet to be able to do so. Do I agree with that statement? I agree. I agree with the statement. I mean, don't get me wrong. Zenimax has been coming out with like little patches and stuff to try to fix the performance, but it just doesn't really look like that they're going to be able to do it. Now, I do know that there's going to be a frames change in the next update or whatever, update 31. They're going to be doing some more stuff for the PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X. The updates for the performance, the frames, and stuff like that will not be available for PlayStation 4 users or last-gen consoles in general. So I decided to say give us new content instead of ranging from simple things like BGs, returning with a deathmatch queue, a new game mode, free-for-all. I like that idea. And I went into full detail on things that they could add to IC to make it more populated and fun. Now, he came out with like crazy ideas for IC. Like if that was an actual thing in IC, I could definitely see myself going down there a lot more often. He stated a couple of things about high risk, high reward type thing, and all in all, like it sounded fun. Like it sounded like something that you wanted to be a part of. You know what I mean? So in conjunction with doing this video, I made an ESO forum post basically introducing the video and playing be Zenimax's rule to hopefully and lick some reply from a dev being respectful, but not only did they reply, they had decided to moderate my forum thread based off of someone's boosting the thread. Which brings me to this point. I asked a few other content creators to post this because this is the only platform that we have to speak our mind here on YouTube. He did not ask me to post this. This is what I'm doing. This is all my own thing. Where everyone can speak freely and honestly. So I ask you, if you guys care about PvP and want this part of the game to receive some sort of love from ZOS, whether it be new content that we proposed in the video or a fix to lag, but something other than silence, we have to play their game on the forums. We have to show them we aren't toxic PvPers. Most of us aren't toxic PvPers. When I'm on my YouTube channel making fun of people, it's not because I'm trying to be like toxic. I guess it's a little toxic, but it's not like, but I'm not doing it like, I don't hate these people, right? So I'm not just going to go and and just be toxic. I'm not gonna sit in their DMs like, making fun of them for no reason type thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all for fun. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Because that's what most people think about us. If you guys would go on this forum thread and speak your mind, but do so respectfully, and abiding by Zenimax's rules on their forums. Now, I wanted to cover this respectfully. If you guys aren't respectful when you go to the forums and you start commenting and stuff like that, you're going to make the whole community look bad, right? So think about it like everyone on the job site is doing a good job except for one person who put a beam in wrong. The whole building will collapse. So it's basically like your opinion matters, but it matters even more if you're like hella disrespectful. I don't know if that makes much sense, but that's just how the world works. Hopefully with enough voices, we can't be ignored and we can elect whatever, some response rather than silence. I'm tired of being labeled toxic just because I prefer to kill players rather than quest or kill a trial. So all of this has honestly got me thinking, guys. Check this out. So the game is 7 years old. Like, when is it going to end? So obviously, like, they're having issues and stuff like that. Not because of, today's day and age. Like, you would think that they wouldn't really be having that many issues. But the game is 7 years, 8 years old, okay? So basically, their main problem is that the servers and stuff are old. They can update the servers all they want. And when he was asked this question or whatever, when they were asked this question, this was their response. They're basically just going to keep the game going for as long as people support it, aka for as long as people are buying stuff out of the Crown Store. And it's all just kind of like it feels more just like a way for them to just make a large sum of money off of a game that people are kind of addicted to. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people get on this game and they stay on this game. They don't leave this game. But in my opinion, there's not really that many people playing the game anymore. So I did some digging and this is actually what I found. In June of 2019, it was announced that the game reached over 13.5 million players lifetime. As January 2020, the game has sold more than 15 million copies, bro. 15 million copies. But people keep complaining, hey, it's dead on PC. It's dead on, PlayStation. It's dead on Xbox. So, like, where are these guys at? Where is the 15 million copies that people got? Like, there's no one on. Like, there'll be like a 3-bar of PvP and no one will be around. Like, it'll be like a ghost town. It'll say that there's 3 bars on. One thing that I have noticed though lately, I'm not even gonna say lately, bro, it's been probably for like the past couple of months, is there are certain instances that I cannot get into. Like, there are instances in Oregon, basically everywhere you go, my guy cannot get to. But all my friends that I play with will end up in these instances, and these instances will just be full of people. And my instance won't have anyone in it. Like, it'll just look like a ghost town. I don't know what, puts you in certain instances or whatever. Maybe it's like something to do with, like, obviously, you have different instances for people who have done quests in certain areas versus people who have not done the quests in certain areas. But back in the day when I first started playing, basically to get from one instance to another, all you would have to do is re-way shrine to the same spot that you were already trying to go. Other than that, though, I can't get into other instances. It doesn't matter how many times that I try to go over into or like re-teleport to the same way shrine or whatever, I will not be able to get to a different instance. And so that makes my game, because all of my instances are pretty dead. I mean, don't get me wrong, Grotwood's not dead. Wayrest isn't dead. Basically everything else is dead, and then you just got like the same 10 people that sit in Stone Falls. Other than that, everything is the same. But on a different note, Zenimax is trying to up the frames. They're trying to do, like, they got an update, you know, coming out with the 31 or whatever patch that's coming out. They got a real nice 4K. They're going to try to get everything to run back at 60 FPS. So right now they're trying to get as many frames as they can. That now, like I said before, last gen consoles aren't going to have this opportunity, just because I'm just going to assume that they're just not capable of pushing out the power. You know what I mean? So this will only be for next gen and PC, but they are doing like an HDR redo to make the HDR better. They're going to try to make it to where you can play at 4K and get as close to 60 frames as you possibly can. And then they also stated, that I thought was interesting, that if your frames ever start to drop, meaning if you start lagging a little bit and stuff like that, and you notice that you're kind of playing in slow-mo, then to turn your resolution down and gain your frames back. Now, this is really beneficial to people who are on next-gen consoles, because you didn't really have this option before. If you were lagging, you were lagging. I mean, I would try to turn my stuff down. I would even have it all the way down to like 720p at some points, and you know, nothing really worked. You know, you just lag and lag and lag. Now, I know that a lot of times ZOS will come out with these like little things, you know, that will get people all hyped and stuff, thinking that, you know, this is gonna be the end all be all. Like when they said that they were going to do something with the server, they were gonna like improve the server, they're gonna redo it, something like that. You know, a lot of people were super excited about that. A lot of people came back to the game, but then there ended up being issues with that too. And a lot of times that's just how things work. They come out with like one patch, people get hyped, they come back to the game, and then they realize that the game is still fucked up and nobody wants to play it. And I think that a lot of times, like, ZOS just keeps on doing this. It's like they tell you one thing and then they don't actually pay much attention to it. It's a big game. There's probably tons of coding. They're still using a really old, you know, server, stuff like that. And so my question is it out of their control almost at this point? Like, can they actually do something about it, or is it just something that they just keep throwing false hope at you? And then, I mean, they try a little bit, but they're not really like trying, in my opinion, just because I feel like if they really wanted to improve the game, they would just shut the game down entirely, and they would just wait a couple years and just come out with a new server, come out with all new things, you know, and then just release the game again. Maybe add some more content, maybe make it to where if you go up a ladder, your character actually walks up the ladder or climbs up the ladder rather than you sitting in a load screen. There are things that I feel like that they could do if they really wanted to make the game better, but I think that the thing is that they're making so much money off the Crown Store. I mean, people are paying $100 for these new houses, and just think of how many people are buying these houses. And that's where the revenue is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So boycott the Crown Store to get what you want. You know what I mean? But then you boycott the Crown Store, and the whole game just shuts down. They're probably not going to come out with another one. Anyway, go ahead and check out Godzilla's links down in the description. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said, this is the very first time I've ever made a video touching on these subjects like this. It seemed decent. I don't know how good of a job I did, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. This is a lot different than just posting X videos and making fun of people. Being on a more serious note, like I said before, he did not ask me to make this video, but the more people hear it, the more people know about it, the more content that's created about it, in my opinion, is just beneficial in the long run anyway. No matter how big or how small your voice is, you still have one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.